All right, well, the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens played a football game, and I'm about to say a bunch of very obvious things. Lamar Jackson continues showing that he is a choke artist in the playoffs. I find it bewildering that you can give someone the MVP who consistently is failing in the same spot over and over. But again, that is not up to me, nor do I care. I have no stake in it. I'm a casual football fan, I would say. I don't usually watch sports unless it's playoff sports or unless history is about to be made, which a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but the Kansas City Chiefs are on the road to doing that. They are on the road to potential three-peat. A lot of people are hating on them, hating on the refs, whatever. I don't have any skin in the game. I just enjoy being entertained and watching that. Most cases, I watch playoff sports because any fan of any sport will tell you that's when it matters. And in most sports, I would say it's very evident that the regular season does not mimic the playoffs in any way, shape, or form. The playoffs are not representative of what you'll see in the regular season. So that's when I really enjoy watching it, because that is when it ultimately matters. And you cannot win a playoff game by losing the ball, by throwing interceptions. We saw in the Lions game yesterday. You throw more picks, you give that offense more possession time, you give them more opportunities to score, and they're firing on all cylinders, you're going to lose 100 times out of 100. And I can't help but saying that I actually laughed for 2 minutes straight after that amazing final drive and that touchdown pass from Lamar to Isaiah Likely. Sliding down, catching it in the end zone. Picturesque stuff. You go on to win that game, you bet that freeze frame is going to be hung up somewhere on someone's wall. It's going to be an amazing thing that people look back on for years to come. But the next play, the 2-point conversion to tie the game, dude gets hit in the hands with the ball and just drops it. Heartbreaking. Thinking about this from a player's perspective, humans being human, being fallible, and you fail that epically. I don't know what these people make, but a lot of money. You get paid a lot of money to do this, and on the biggest stage, it just falls right through your fingers. Now I get it, it was a really cold game, but they're from Baltimore. It gets cold out in Baltimore. Maybe not as cold as it gets up in Buffalo. I don't know. But what I do know is that consistently on the biggest stage, these teams just fall apart. They can't handle the pressure. They can't hang. And I get why the whole world hates Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, but you give that man a chance and he's gonna win. That's all there is to it. You just gave the Ravens a chance. You gave Lamar a chance, and they crumbled. Is it just reflective on the quarterback? Absolutely not. However, the sports world, the way whoever covers these games phrases it, they always blame it on the quarterback. Quarterback gets all the praise, they get all the blame. Even if they throw a perfect pass and something happens and a flag isn't thrown, or pass interference isn't called when it should have been called, or it just hits them in the hands and they bobble it or whatever, that reflects on the QB. Do I think it's a shame? I do. But this is how the sportscasters would cover the game, so I guess that is what I'm doing. I think to play at that level, you have to be very talented, obviously, but it just seems like Lamar's kryptonite is the playoffs. He's not the same QB you see in the regular season. But a lot of people are going to be talking about the game. They're going to be talking about Josh Allen. A lot of people are going to be rooting for Josh Allen to finally overcome Patrick Mahomes in the postseason. I mean, you look through it, and the Buffalo Bills have a trend of beating the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season, but they've never beat them in the playoffs, not in the Mahomes, Allen era anyways. So, the game is going to be good. I'm really looking forward to that game. My take, though, is Kansas City Chiefs, because I'm going to go with the proven quarterback who has made it. And on the NFC side, I feel like Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are going to squash the Commanders. It would be very interesting to see an Eagles-Chiefs rematch, because if, let's say, for instance, the Eagles do win and they go to the Super Bowl and the Chiefs, meet them and they win again and they do the mythical three-peat, then that means that Patrick Mahomes would have won 4 Super Bowls, but he's only ever faced 2 teams. He would have beaten the San Francisco 49ers twice and the Philadelphia Eagles twice. It'd be really interesting to see if that's what happens. However, I had this theory that, a lot of people think that sports is scripted, and if sports is scripted to mesh with reality or whatever, then I was really thinking that it would be a red versus blue team to mimic the political struggles that the country went through earlier this year. And I was literally thinking it was going to be Chiefs-Lions, with the Chiefs winning against the Lions and playing the ultimate villain, ending that Cinderella story. But after the Lions went down to the Commanders and the Chiefs faced the Bills, you could still have a situation where it is the Bills versus the Commanders in the playoffs. You would still have that red versus blue theme, but red would win if it's to mimic. I don't know. Just fun to think about. Do I think that's actually going to happen? I don't know. I won't be surprised one way or the other, because the fact of the matter is someone's got to win and someone's got to lose. If that comes to be true, am I going to say sports is rigged? I'm not going to say that, because it's really difficult to script something where so many points of failure could occur. Like, I'm trying to think of the way that it's going to happen. There are people that do believe hook, line, and sinker that it's scripted and they have channels dedicated to it to point out these plays. But honestly, I sit there and I look at it and I'm like, I've never played football. I wanted to, but I didn't grow up at a school that had football. Believe it or not, those exist. And so I never had the opportunity to play football. So I don't know what I'm looking at, and there's channels dedicated to also breaking down plays and showing you how it works out. So I don't believe that everything is scripted. I don't, but people are going to believe what they want to believe. We have flat earthers that think that. But either way, guys, this video has gone off the rails. I just wanted to come on and give my thoughts here. I think that the Ravens just choked again, like usual, and that certain teams play better in the playoffs than they do in the regular season, and I'm backing Mahomes the whole way through this. A lot of people, I don't know why that would be a controversial take, but in today's day and age, anything is a controversial take, so that's it. I don't have a lot to say on it about that, but if you liked this video, this little recap, my thoughts on the game, liking would help, subscribing would also help. I really appreciate everyone, all the new subscribers that are coming through the channel. I really appreciate every single one of you. It means a lot. And until the next time, guys, my name is Ken, and I'll see you then.